Chronometron.
Hello, folks. Listeners, welcome to the Xol-cast. I am joined today by a buddy over on Discord by the name of Ebony. We're probably cracking up currently, because in 10 minutes before this recording, I forgot to hit recording. It's great. But you know what? We were talking nothing about D&D. It wasn't really connecting to the topic. Screw it. We don't care. Mistakes happen. So, on to the topic for the day. Our robotic overlords from Sci-fi and pretty much everything, really. Shoot, even our phones are already taking us over. And our cars. It could be started on that. Freaking self-driving cars. I don't trust those. You ever seen iRobot? Mm-mm. Yeah, Will Smith got a few things to say about that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, man. So, starting things off, what are your favorite robotic overlords?
Well, I gotta be honest, I'm going for full mechanical overlords. Gotta go to Necrons. Their whole entire concept is fascinating to me. But if we want to blend, I'm probably gonna go with Ghost in the Shell. Their whole thing about human augmentation has always been fun to me, even from way back.
Oh, man, dude, I love Ghost in the Shell. Like, holy crap, it is a really good... first of all, really good anime. Secondly, animated movie. Thirdly, not live-action movie. We don't want to talk about that.
Let's just let that lie where it was.
Although I will say, big props to the special effects people over there working on that Ghost in the Shell live-action. That was pretty cool looking.
Sure.
Other than
There's a lot
that,
of thought and effort into it.
other than that, casting, writing team, I don't know what crack you're smoking, but I don't want anything with that. Sorry, allergies.
Oh, you're good.
I'm dying in quarantine.
The best.
Actually, jokes aside, I'm not dying in quarantine, thankfully. I know, it sounds selfish. Oh, I'm not dying, but there's a bunch of other people. Hey, I got family and friends that I'm actually genuinely worried about. I actually have a friend who just got out of the hospital after fighting it. Big props to him.
Really?
I really hope he's taking it slow and doing really well. Yeah. Which kind of cracks me up, because all my buddies are like, yo, you want to hang out? I'm like, I'm not trying to catch it, because, yeah, no thank you. I don't want to spread it. I don't want to spread it to my folks. It's really weird not working, though. Woo! I just dropped a Chaos Space Marine arm.
Oh, that's not what you want to happen.
Nope, there it is. Don't worry, Karn the Betrayer, your arm is retrieved.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm currently painting up a Karn the Betrayer for my Khorne-only demon army, which is a combination of Khorne demons, Khorne demons, and Khorne Space Marines. It's a double battalion combination, which is great, because building demons only is really expensive, because they're all so damn cheap. Throwing some Space Marines in there, and that racks up the point total real quick.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Which is awesome, because I get to run shooty boys and a bunch of melee guys. And it's another but Khorne. What's up? I brought my cornflakes, you ready to die? Yeah, I'm currently I'm painting up my boy Karn in the 30k World Eater style where it's like white power armor. Oh, white power! Maybe not that. They're white colored power armor with the blue trimmings. However, instead of blue, I'm having it with a dark red, and I'm going to give blood splatter all over the white, and then keep that good old bright goldish bronze look.
Oh, interesting. It'll definitely make the white and the red both pop just because of the contrast.
Yeah, I was going through, I'm like, I like the old school World Eaters look, but my guys are in a Khorne army. I'm actually going to make them look like they're transitioning from that to full-on blood red Khorne. So far, it's a pretty cool looking effect. I'm loving it. Just like McDonald's.
Sweet.
Not sponsored.
Unless.
Yeah, no. Shoot, I don't think anyone wants to sponsor this channel, man.
I mean, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Just probably getting hacked.
Well, you see, when you put it like that.
Yeah. You gotta be careful with all them stuff, man. Sure, it might be a little claustrophobic in this small booth. But whatever. Man. Shoot, yeah, the Necrons, or, oh, I'm sorry, but given the 40k lore, they were called Necron tier before being called Necrons. Yeah, I know what you guys are talking about. I love 40k. Jokes aside, there's so much lore, man. Sometimes we goof up on stuff. It's why I stick to. It's why I stick to. Yeah, it's why I stick to reading about freaking Tyranids, Tau, and Necrons, and Chaos. Those are the only things. Well, not really much Tau, mostly just my top three, which are Tyranids, Chaos, and Necrons. Those are the guys I really know a lot about. And that's it. It's like, oh yeah, fun fact. There's a Tyranid Hive Fleet who literally covered the sky with flying Tyranids and gunked up every ship with bodies and gunked up air vents where people couldn't breathe in space and they just suffocated. Yeah, Hive Fleet Ouroboros. They're nasty.
Nasty, but efficient.
Yeah. Actually, if you want to talk about nasty and efficient, freaking Hive Fleet Gorgon. My god.
Oh.
Ever adapting miasmic poisonous clouds, acidic blood. It's like a xenomorph love dream. Freaking xenomorphs writing down notes like, oh, whoa, what is this? We can have freaking gas? Acid? Yo, I'm down. Sorry, for some reason, like, I just imagine Team 4 Stars abridged to Frieza, where he's in, like, the second form, and the tiny little Frieza mouse came in, like, so stupid. Those guys are great.
Honestly, if Team 4 Star ever made a series about Warhammer 40k, I would binge it without a second thought.
Oh my god, that would be a treat. I know some of the crew like 40k, I can't remember who. I think it was Takahata?
I know he's one of them, but I think there was another one, I can't remember the name.
I know Lanny, he a freak. No, I'm kidding. No, freaking Slow Nash. No, I'm kidding. No, I actually briefly saw freaking the TFS crew at a con like 2 years ago. It was a dream, man. It was cool. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
It was like really brief. I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, we're talking. I was like, oh, okay.
That's okay, they looked at you, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. Them men are doing a great service to the universe. Shoot, their new stuff is actually really good too.
Mm-hmm. I'm really glad that they decided to kind of can the DBZ abridged, because if I remember correctly, they're mostly keeping it alive for the fans. They didn't really have that same flair as they used to with it.
Yeah.
But now they're actually pursuing passion projects that they genuinely care about, and the quality is just astounding.
Yeah, now they're like working on their own little projects. They're getting another D&D session started up. Their D&D one. Oh man, that was a good 3-year session, man. That was awesome. It was like one of my favorites. Honestly, it's gonna be a little heresy here. I kind of prefer their D&D session against Critical Role.
Gasp! You dare, sir!
I know. Actually, I honestly really love both of them. But when it came to like longevity and enjoyment, TFS of course, because I grew up watching those guys. I actually grew up with those guys. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Like,
no, that's fair.
Like back in middle schools, well, my middle school time is when they started. And, ooh, man, how far they've come. It's awesome. Shoot, it really sets in the age of yourself when you're watching freaking Harry Potter and you're looking at homeboy Harry Potter and you're like, wow, look how young he is. Wow, I feel old.
Oh yeah, I'm rewatching a lot of the classics. It's just they were how.
It's like, wow, look, that guy was like 10 years old. Oh, wow. I feel old. And then seeing him like all grown up, you're like really confused, and you're like, huh, that's interesting.
Gotta say though, Neville Longbottom grown up. That transition though.
Yeah, buddy. Oh man. So going back to our robotic overlords. Praise your iPhone. Thy be not be undone by Elon Musk's wrath. May the blood of electricity flow through you. Data for the data god.
Pretty sure we can make a cult with the current day electronics.
You know some freaking dudes. You know some freaks already did that.
Good old
We today praise our Lord and Savior. What's the guy who did the frickin' whatchamacallit? The iPhones. Apple. I forgot his name.
What's his bucket?
Forgot his name. How is that possible? How did that happen?
Yeah, right.
Then again, I use Android. I don't care.
Steve Jobs. That's
Oh yes, Steve, the mighty Steve of Jobs. Be all thou today, Adeptus Mechanicus. We pray unto thee, our mighty Lord and Savior, Steve of the Job.
The almighty Steve.
Ah, yes, the Steve. Everyone, grab your toasters and hum. Dude, Adeptus Mechanicus is great. I love those dum-dums. It's like they...
Speaking of...
Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Robo Apabusa, the detective speech with the most recent episode.
Oh my god.
They just got a whole lot more popular with that coming out.
That was great. I mean, friggin' way back to me mentioning Takahata. He was voicing the giant Chad, man. That was great. I'm like, wait a minute. I had to pause it. I'm like, am I hearing a friggin' jacked version of a cell? Hold on. Oh my god, that's Takahata. Look at my glistening abs. My oiled joints. Oh. I'm like, this is great.
I feel like Takahata can definitely voice the more eccentric characters with just perfectly.
He is a really good voice actor. Like his range of crazy to deep voiced to really deep is fantastic. Then again, the whole DBZ crew is really good. They're great.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of Necrons, I freaking love the Necrons, man. But you know, Adeptus, they had to get all sneaky and grab put their little robotic grubby claws on stuff, and all of a sudden, boom, Necrons were awake. Hey, how's it going? Get off our lawn.
Yeah, they don't start with, hey, how you doing? They just immediately get off my lawn.
It's like, get off my lawn! I don't know why, for some reason, my friend was cracking me up the other day, because, of course, the Necrons are heavy Egyptian themed, with a little bit of Aztec thrown in, but he was like, what if the Silent King came out, sounded like frickin' Skeletor from He-Man? I'm like, oh my god. It's like, yeah, Space Marines, I have returned once again, yeah.
I hate the fact that I can't unhear that.
I am the Silent King. Yeah. See why my friend freaking ruined the Silent King for me.
Yeah, honestly, I both love and hate it in equal measure.
It's like, oh man, first I was imagining having like this freaking crazy emo-tip voice ever known to man. Sounded like the freaking dude.
Yeah.
Sounded like the dude from The Mummy. And now all I hear is freaking robotic Skeletor, Dupe Master. Let us all
expect it.
Let us all pray to our Lord and Savior, the returning King, our mighty Doot.
Honest. You know, I was really excited with the whole pariah thing because I'm always a fan of their whole concept back when they were first originally a thing.
Oh yeah.
After the retcon, I was thinking maybe they brought it back. I was like, oh sweet, cool, awesome, and it wasn't quite it.
Yeah. No, dude. I remember seeing the old. I actually own one of those old pariahs.
Really?
Yeah, like, or they have like this weird Terminator style to them. They're kind of chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I lost him. I can't figure out where he went. I'm all sad.
Yeah, you should find it because that is an absolute collector's edition. Like, I bet you almost no one else has that.
And what's crazy is I got the dude from freaking Vermate before it closed down around my area. It's pretty much like a Mexican trade market. Like, it was all fully built, semi-painted, and it was literally labeled as a Terminator.
The fool.
And I was just staring, I'm like, hey, this is pretty neat. Like, this was back in 2017 when I first started Warhammer, but I really got into it around 8th edition, like late 2018.
Yeah.
Good time, by the way. But when I grabbed him, I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't no Terminator. Terminators don't have a freaking sword. Wait a minute, this is a Necron. It's a good old Duke Master himself.
I gotta say, my introduction to the tabletop, because at first I didn't even know there was a tabletop. I was first introduced to the original Dawn of War video games.
Those are some great games.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I still play it on occasion, granted, it's not like an everyday thing, but just for pure nostalgia, because when I was first checking out all the races and everything, I saw the Necrons, and I immediately fell in love with those guys.
Yeah, them and the Tyranids were what I immediately fell in love with. I was like, hell yeah! And then I saw Khorne. Just Khorne. I don't care about the other Chaos Gods. Nergal's pretty cool, though. Zinch, he's smoking crack. Slanesh, we never talk about it. Never talk about it. Never again.
And don't you ever forget Malal.
Oh yeah, well, technically they don't got anything yet. I'm hoping they do something for Malal eventually, because I kind of like the idea of just a mini Khorne. Pretty much is what he is.
Yeah, pretty much a micro Khorne.
Except he's more about like wrath and massacre, so maybe like Harlequins on crack.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for like a Malal. Oh yeah, that would be neat. Shoot. Going back to Necrons, dude, there's like so much fun stuff to talk about with these guys. Like, honestly, first off, the Necrons looks. You love Terminator. You love space robots. You love skeletons. You love Skeletor. I seen an army painted up like Skeletor. Like, this guy, he painted his Necron army purple, gave him golden robotic bits, gave him all black cloaks, and then just a skull. It was fantastic. It was awesome. It was a little kill team that eventually turned into like a 500-point army.
Oh wow!
I was like, this is great. I love these derpy little dudes. They all go, yeah.
I love the color scheme people come up with, because there's on one hand the really epic, dark, like spooky looking color schemes, and then on the other hand there's the absolute memetry that comes out of it, and those are as good, if not better, because just imagine a serious competition, a tournament, you're sitting down, I did see this guy pull out like pink and purple Necron, like just the flashiest rainbow color you can think of. Just pure intimidation, all of it.
It's like, oh, look at that, you got your cool old freaking Canoptic Cryptek Necrons that are like cool, silver, dark, edgy looking, and then Skeletors. They all go, yeah!
All of them.
Even when they're shooting and they kill something, they go, yeah! Take that, you evildoer! Yeah! Off my lawn! Yeah! The Silent
That
King
is
has
by far
returned! Shoot.
But in all seriousness, what do you think is going to happen to the Silent King? Like, what is his own, like, unique little shtick? Because with the new Orboss release, that was interesting, and he had his own little unique mechanic.
Yeah,
Is he
well,
going to implement anything with the Silent King?
the recent story that just came out, like a couple days ago, you know, the passages you can read, that has,
Oh, yeah.
God, I forget the name. I read it and I was like just dumbfounded at how cool it was. It made flayed ones even crazier.
Really?
I forgot what it was. I forgot the name of it, but it's like a GW story. Pretty much, there was this abandoned ship. Comms were sent out. A bunch of these little crewmen hopped onto the ship for the Imperium, and they started doing research. They found a bunch of dead people. Cut up bodies and all that, and there was this girl, I forgot her name, and her brother. They're trying to free her brother from a recent attack, and he was captured. They don't know who captured him. Spoiler warning, it was Necrons.
Who would have thought?
Specifically, flayed ones and death marks. So, this girl went to go looking for her brother, and she kept hearing his brother's voice. And she was going through every corridor, and it was just silent. And then she started hearing, like, clacking and clinking, and she saw one of the crew members get up and start walking to her very slowly. When it got closer and closer into the light, she started noticing that it had metallic parts in it. And it was not chaos, which was very concerning for her. And then all of a sudden, surprise, it's a freaking Jack the Ripper, and caught her.
Huh.
And cutting back to, like, the brother, the other crew members from the response ship leapt out and then freed the brother. However, they're all instantly shot up by 5 death marks. Like, one guy's head blew into smithereens, and these freaking dudes, they were all on the bridge, like, right when the door opens. For example, like, you know, like the Star Wars bridge?
Hmm.
They were at the door, and they instantly got shot up by 5 death marks all the way by the window, hiding behind stuff.
Oh.
And they were...
Which you don't want to happen.
Well, first of all, you don't want a freaking disintegration ray bolt going through your head, exploding it, and then burning your body like freaking Gears of War style.
You know what? That's fair.
Actually, that sounds kind of fun, like a Gears of War themed. Like, I mean, I'm already making Phyrexian Necrons. Coming out great.
That is true.
But, like a while ago, I saw this art of a Space Marine, but in the cog gear. That looked freaking sweet.
I can kind of see that, honestly. And...
Yeah. And I did paint up my little orc kill team as locusts. That was fun. I gotta show a pic of those guys later.
I'm down for that.
That's great. But back to the freaking crazy story I read. I totally forgot the name of it. You're gonna have to look it up. You can probably get the name it from Curiosity TV. It's a guy who I follow. Really great, super chill, awesome dude. He talks a lot about Warhammer stuff and like speculations and model reviews and stuff. Really cool dude. But back to the crazy story. So all these people got shot up right as the door opened. The brother's still there. He's free, but he just saw all of his buddies get destroyed. So he made a beeline through that door and escaped. Because the death marks shot up the guys, and they thought that was all. Because who's gonna want to go back in and free the guy? And then they're recharging their weapons, I think. I don't know. And then he starts hearing his sister. He starts panicking. He's like, "Oh my God, where are you? Blah blah blah. I forgot your name. We'll call you Karen." Oh God, where did my sister Karen go? And he kept hearing her voice, and it kept getting closer and closer. He was looking around, and then he saw her, naked.
Oh.
But not in the saucy way. More the fact that her skin is over a metallic skeleton, drooping, and where there once was beautiful blue eyes is now cold, glowing green eyes full of malice intent, ever closing to him, saying, "It'll be okay," in her voice, and then freaking spearing the guy with the claws.
Oof.
That passage made the Necron flares more eerie than they were before. Like, they're all freaking Jack the Ripper crazies, and I didn't even know they could freaking record a guy's voice.
Yeah,
And mimic. It's like a freaking Predator. It's awesome, but also really creepy. And that's one of the reasons why I love the Necrons. Like, they are cold-hearted killing machines. Well, way back in 3rd edition, that was literally what they were, and then now they have personalities in ways, which is awesome. Which is awesome because just the whole development of the Necrons really is one of my favorite stories from 40k, showing one man's pride and joy and hope for his civilization crushed by the power he once wielded. For when they all wanted to have peace and souls and immortality to stave off from their infectious world, they were given nothing but pain and soulless destruction, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of story of one's ambitions over their civilization is just, it's really good. And the parallels to Egyptian mythology is like crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, a lot of the gods in Egyptian mythology did the same thing. Like Horus, not Horus Heresy, we're not talking about him, we're talking about the OG Horus. Where he's freaking dude. Man, he got chopped up into all sorts of little bits, golden bits. And then when he was put back together, he was like, "Hey, one of my bits is missing," and they had to find it. Yeah, the reason why I'm not saying what bit is because they didn't really care about censorship back then, and this is a podcast.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Horus was kind of missing his ding dong.
Mm-hmm.
Gilded.
Wasn't it Set the one that was basically just messing with him that entire time?
Oh yeah, Set was being an ass. Set was like, this dumbass, he has to find his ding dong. We're gonna encrust it in gold too, so it's way down in the water. And Silvek's like, what the hell is happening here? It's like, oh, what's up, fam? Set, why are you dumping this in my water? I don't care. I'm just doing it for shits and giggles. Look at this guy running around with his 2 wives trying to figure out where the hell his dong went. Oh, mythologies have some funny stories. They're great.
Oh, absolutely.
You want some real good laughs? Just read all the mythologies about Thor and Loki. Those dumbass brothers, they're great. And all.
My first introduction to mythology had to have been a video game called Age of Mythology that I used to play.
Oh, I still got that. That game is fantastic. Man, I want them to bring that back.
It's actually still being updated too. Like there's a really big patch recently back in February 17th where a lot of stats and units were tweaked.
Oh shit, no way.
Yeah, I was really surprised.
Oh, that's good. But I kinda want like another one. Give it the whole Civilization 6 treatment.
I mean, they did have that whole Chinese mythology DLC that came out, which
Oh, what?
was kind of a flop. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it adds a whole new.
Gotta earn that Chinese money somehow. Oh, sorry guys. No offense to you all out there. It's just how things go nowadays. Like, good example, League of Legends.
Cough, cough.
Yeah, I play the crap out of that game, but I'm not one to call out their stuff. And again, just gaming nowadays in general. Thank God Warhammer doesn't have to go through that. Could you imagine, like, could you imagine censored Necrons?
Oh my god, that would be just awful.
Instead of skulls, they'll just have, like, masks.
Oh, that...
Like, they're still robotic, but they just got a mask.
Yeah.
Or they're on cloaks.
Oh, geez.
Actually, that'd be kind of cool. But they would just look like a bunch of cloaked players.
Yeah, it's... It wouldn't have the same impact.
God, and hello, friggin' everything has skulls. Imagine how many things will not have a skull. Cough, cough, chaos, cough, cough.
The Imperium will never look the same again.
Yes, the Imperium finally beat chaos by censorship. Oof.
Dude, the whole Imperium cherubs, those things are just unsettling.
Yep.
Like, who drafted the plans for this? It was like, yes, this right here is necessary.
I just want to figure out whose bright idea was it to be like, so you know the Tyranids, right? Yeah. We fear the crap out of them, right? Yeah. We forgot the Necrons. Which I am super excited for whatever freaking 2019 or wait, 2019. 9th edition or 8.5 edition or whatever, 8.7 Dream Drop Distance 9.5 Edge Overnight Imperium whatever patch note that is. It is a good time to be a Necron fan right now. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Oh, first off, the new speculation of new Necron models in a box, possibly, like how they did with the Space Marines and Death Guard. Like, that's gonna be a treat whenever it happens. The new,
oh, absolutely.
My boy, my crazy psychopathic spider boy, Illuminator Seras looks fantastic.
I've heard that, but I actually have not seen the model for it yet.
You haven't seen the new Illuminator Seras?
I have not.
Dude, okay, first of all, they made him giant.
Oh, okay.
Secondly, he looks way better. And third, he's omnomming a Space Marine.
Ah, even better. Excellent.
Let me find it for you. The new Ceres, I am buying it so quick. Like the old one, the old Illuminator Ceres, Illuminator, not Illuminator. I don't know why I keep saying that. Illuminator Ceres. I actually kit bashed my own, but now seeing this new version is like, well, this will just be a kill team flare because hot damn, does the new one look cool? Like, let me just find that picture for you, man. And yeah, oh, dude, this is like nerd heaven with how this guy looks. Listeners, you can just look this up for yourself and just soak in how well Games Workshop's sculptors did with this new iteration of Xeris. Like, wow, it looks really good. And if you love Necrons, you are gonna buy the crap out of this so quick. I'm already planning on buying it, and it's not even out yet.
Gonna get it on that pre-order goodness.
Yeah, it's just like, jeez, man. I mean, look at that. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Just
That's amazing.
Right?
It's about time Necron's got some love, and it's been a hot minute.
It's been a couple years. It's been a while, man. Here, I'll pull it up for you viewers, if you actually see the video instead of just listening. Look at this dude. Like, first of all, he looks menacing and cold-hearted as all get out, which is great. The way he's melting this freaking Space Marine and consuming him, soul energy, whatever, it's great. And judging by the base, either it's, let's see here, it's a Space Marine. Space Marines come on like 30 mil bases. Let's see here. Yeah, that's like a Swarm Lord base. Actually, no, I think that's bigger than a Swarm Lord.
Really?
Yeah, because I got a little Space Marine here, and I'm putting him. Yeah, no, that's like the size for a Tyranid Trigon or a Unfettered Hatred Demon base.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, that's a big model. That's a huge model.
Another chunky boy for the Necron. Excellent.
Yes, finally, we now have a Necron who's the size of literally every Necron vehicle except for the pyramids and the Catan chamber thing.
The Tesseract Bolt?
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
I gotta say, just the lore of the Necrons on how they basically were first bamboozled by the Catan, and then they pulled the reverse Uno card and just...
No, they pulled out Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card. I'm sending you to the Shadow Realm. No! That is a very deep voice for a 14-year-old.
Honestly.
But yeah.
I just...
Oh. No, continue talking.
I gotta say, Kaiba was one of the biggest dumpster fires of a character that I have seen in a hot minute. I recently, just for nostalgia, I rewatched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, to its completion, and I got it. I'm at a loss of words for how Kaiba tried to rationalize the things that he was saying, or seeing.
No, this is just a hologram. Brother, he just killed one of your guards? I'm pretty sure that's not a hologram. Also, I've been kidnapped like 5 different times and you did shit. I don't care, I like my dragons.
And the transformation between Yugi and Nami, how does no one see this man grow like 1.5 feet taller, his voice deepened by 2 entire octaves, and just no one bats an eye?
Hey guys, so my grandpa... Wait, 1 second. So my grandpa... yeah, he gave me this Millennium Puzzle. No one's totally confused by the way my voice is dropped 5 octaves, and I'm all of a sudden tall as frickin'... What's your face? Frickin' Elvis ripoff? But Yugi? No.
That and the fact of, because when I was younger, with Kaiba's height, I always thought that he was just a grown man, the entire time. But then when I actually look back and realized that Kaiba was, 16 or something?
Yeah, he had that. He had that JoJo. He had the freaking JoJo age up. It's oh yeah, you see, freaking Josuke here? Look how beefy he is. Yeah, he's 14. Or something like that. I think he's 16. I don't know.
He was not an adult, and that's what really matters.
You're what the... wait a minute. That doesn't make sense! So yeah, folks, we were talking about Necrons, now we're in Yu-Gi-Oh! But you know what? It still somehow works, because guess what also had a lot of Egyptian mythology? And also, a butt ton of it! Yu-Gi-Oh!
That was their whole shtick, basically.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden we got, dinosaurs, and Norse gods, and Aztec crap, and you're whoa, where are we going here? Okay, now we're on bikes? What's happening? What's happening? When did this become Tron with cards? Actually,
I gotta say though, dueling bikes, kind of interesting.
I know it's.
Practicality, awful, but the premise of it.
Y'all mofos know growing up that you wanted one of those.
You know what? When you're right, you're right.
Shoot, freaking Akira. A friend of mine was like, imagine if Akira, God, what's his name? I gotta play a scene back in my head. Freaking Tetsuo Kaneda. Kaneda has that really cool red, super obvious bike, and my friend was like, imagine if that was a Yu-Gi-Oh card cycle. I'm like, shut up. Now I can't unsee that. And this is the same guy who was like friggin' Skeletor Necrons.
Of course.
Imagine a Silent King going, yeah.
However, I will say, I'm about to drop some heresy. I have yet to watch Akira.
What? Also, it's not much heresy. It's really old.
I know! Like, I've been trying to find it, like, to get my hands on it, because I've heard so many good things about it, and plus the amount of references that people call back to it. I've just wanted to get my hands on it just so I can see it, but I just can't
and the art style.
find it.
Awesome art style. You can probably find it on YouTube or something. I mean, I watch Fists of the North Star all the time on YouTube. So good.
Really?
Yeah, I love Fists of the North Star. Before even it was started being memed, I watched the crap out of that.
I'm not doubting the quality of Fists of the North Star. That is some good stuff, but I'm surprised that the entirety of it was on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about like the movie, like a couple of like the first season episodes. A lot of clips though. But definitely like the whole movie is on there. The original one. Same with the Berserk series. The original, which by the way, best thing ever. I watch it all the time. Same with Afro.
Yeah.
Same with Afro. Like I got my anime list for anytime I'm feeling down or just want to binge on some good old good anime. Like some of the new stuff nowadays are alright, but you can't beat like I don't know Vampire Hunter D, Ghost in the Shell, Berserk, Afro Samurai, Samurai Champloo, whatever it's called, Inuyasha.
Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, that. Freaking Trigun.
Oh, Trigun. Forest the Stampede was one of my favorite characters for the longest time.
I don't want to kill this guy. Kill him. You know what? I'll let the laws of physics kill him. Oh, it's great. Shoot. Going back to our robotic overlords are staring at me currently, being like, "What? I thought you were talking about us. What's happened?"
I can't be done like this.
He's like, I can't believe you done this. Oh, mate. Actually, I blew Mango's mind the other day, where I busted out my Australian accent, which is like full-on Australian. Like, I mean, right now I kind of sound like a good old Australian accent currently. I mean, it's the accent I kind of pulled out. Mango is actually Australian. So he was like, wow, mate, I just had my mind blown. Like, it's super derived from, like, Ozzy Osbourne, a little bit of a Cockney accent, and just a smidge of the Crocodile Hunter.
I can see that mesh, yeah.
I mean, it works very well with my voice, and it has a lot of the same guttural tongue stuff as what I am. But with the Necrons though, going way back to them, they're not from Australia. If they went to Australia, they'd probably make a beeline straight out of the planet because they don't want to mess with whatever's going on there.
Yeah, I feel like the worst place to touch down for an alien would have to be Australia, just because how unique everything is there.
They're like, we found this alien species that they must be the overlords of this planet. What is it, sir? My data pings include that it is a wasp. Oh, and one of our crewmen is dead.
What a great way to start.
I was like, oh yes, our researcher died trying to research this because he was stung one time. Also, when he was dead, it kept stinging. It kept going. He was already dead. Fucking wasps. But yeah, my personal Necron kill team / army, like I have about 1k points of Necrons right now. I'm not buying any more until I see some new Necrons. And also, being able to purchase Illuminator's Heirs. I keep calling him Illuminator. It's Illuminer.
It's because Illuminator is actually a word.
Yeah, Illuminator's a word, but he's called Illuminer. Which, they should have done Illuminator, because, I don't know, it's like a shining Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're cool. I painted my guys up white and gold with blue energy, which is actually based off of the Vex from Destiny 2, specifically the Curse of Osiris Infinite Garden Vex.
Huh.
Like, those look freaking cool. Shoot, I'll just show you a pic of them right now. Listeners, you can just look it up. I said the whole thing. The nice, cool looking golden metal with white chrome freaking Vex. Those guys look cool. Like, they're awesome. Like, I wonder if I could find a little thing here for you. Oh, yeah, no, they're super cool. So I pretty much painted them up all white with the golden metallic parts, give them like a blue energy and stuff. It's a cool color scheme. It looks really good on death marks.
Oh wow, that's okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I love the Vex from Destiny 2. They're really freaking cool, man. And the best part is, they're kind of like Necrons themselves. They got teleporting time travel.
Heavily inspired.
Oh yeah.
With their tech and everything, the reanimation and all that.
Oh yeah.
Kind of see a little parallel.
Yeah. To me, they seem like a giant love letter to the Cylons and the Necrons. Like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, first off, you got the teleporting power, time-shifting, time travel shenanigans of the Necrons, and the cool, slim aesthetic of the Cylons, who can also, I don't know, Vex time travel blend in. That would be a worse end for freaking Rick and Morty. Hey, Morty, we time travel. Oh, what's this called? It's called the Black Garden. Oh. Well, Morty, we're screwed. And then right next to him is freaking Doc and Flynn. It's like, whoa, Doc, where are we? We're in a timeline where we should not be. I love the Vex. They're fantastic. They have a really cool aesthetic. And the best of all, that weird little glowy milk thing that's also in their chest. It's just think of this. It's sentient energy fluid that's also microbes. Everyone's getting their ass handed to by water bears in mech suits. I know it's probably not what the Vex biomilk energy really is, but let's be honest. Y'all are losing to water bears.
Like, on the base, this is what's happening, and you can't say it's not.
I love Destiny. I love Warhammer. I love Star Trek. I love Star Wars. My favorite faction from Star Wars is the CIS. These freaking battle droids are awesome. Specifically, the good old droidicas, the freaking hyenas, vulture droid bombers is what they are, and super battle droids. Those guys look freaking sweet.
You know, somehow I'm sensing a theme here in your likes.
Badass robots of destruction. A lot of them
I
with
will say
Egyptian stuff.
You know, it's interesting how when you first think about it, all the common things like either Percy Jackson or the Avengers, they usually really heavily imply Greek and Norse mythology, and the unpopular things have Egyptians. I never really understood that. Like, why is it that for some reason Egyptian is less of a draw?
You know, you're right. When it comes to like a lot of our superheroes, they're heavily it's probably based off the mythologies of like the Greek heroes of myth and legend and their gods and how powerful they are, where it's just a reflection of mankind. And then you got Egyptians, which are the OG furries. No, I'm kidding. I actually don't like the term furry. Like, I literally call what people would say furry. For example, Ajani Goldmane, super badass, cool-looking Tiger Man from Lion Man from Magic the Gathering. He's freaking cool, man. Also, Rengar from League of Legends. He's also cool. But
Oh, absolutely.
I call them anthropomorphic. I call them anthropomorphic humanoids. I know what the term. Like, people know. A lot of my close friends know not to use that term because it's like my little weird, annoyed pet peeve. Because I'm a science man. Also why I love robots. But you did bring up a really good point. Like, a lot of our superheroes are Norse and Greek inspired. A lot of our like demons and dragons are heavy Welsh, English, Norse, medieval stuff. And especially for a lot of the Eastern Lung dragons, it's a lot of Chinese, Korean, and Japanese. Mostly Chinese and Korean. But then when we get to like robotic stuff and like robotic races and super advanced technology, it's always Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? It's always Egyptian and Aztec.
I think it's because Egyptians had a more one thing I think would be nailed out or more precise meaning of afterlife, where almost all of their deities had some hand in play in it. Meanwhile, in Norse or in Greek, it's only like one or two. It's not as much of a common theme.
Yeah, because I love Aztec and Egyptian mythology. I love a lot of mythologies, but those two and Norse, like those three, are and Greek, just those four are like my top faves. But the best ones I really enjoy reading a lot about are Egyptian and Aztec, primarily Aztec, but they both have heavy afterlife and respect of death themes. And we see that reflected a lot in these mechanical things. Like, sure, the Necrons and the Vex are killing machines, but they also have like a respect for their own visions of afterlife. Like the Vex in Destiny 2, there is like a whole section of them in the Black Garden who worship the garden entity as like a god, and they would actually sacrifice themselves to keep it alive if the Vex were about to die. And then we have our Necrons, who are like super like, we are trying to stave off our own insane virus that is within all of us, our insanity, and we're trying to keep whatever life we have left in us, even though only the head honchos of the Necron call them Primarchs, leaders have left of their mind, which is why the story of the Silent King is really sad, in a way, because only wanted was his people not to suffer anymore, and by doing so, they don't feel anything anymore. Like, it's back over to that one's ambitions over civilization's hope, pretty much. But it's crazy because all of them have Aztec and Egyptian themes, and a lot of the Aztec and Egyptian gods do these crazy world-bending things, and then some of the gods regret what has happened. Like freaking Horus a few times, where he literally was like, I need to go and keep the world's sun continuing day after day, fighting Apep, and trying to make sure Apep does not eat the sun. And Horus. Actually, I think I'm getting him mixed up with Osiris. No, I was right, Horus.
Yeah, Osiris is the judge of the dead.
Yeah, yeah. And Anubis, Gnosis. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like a lot of like humanoid dogs have a lot of Egyptian in them too. It's just a big nod to Anubis and Set and whatnot. Set, a lot of people don't realize, even though Set's depicted as this weird dog-wolf thing, Set is actually based off of this weird Egyptian monster where it's like a very lengthy, like cat coyote, more specifically. It's really interesting seeing how that's implemented in a lot of stuff. And what I would love to see GW possibly do is make some Necrons that kind of reflect that look, where some of them are wearing like helmets. I mean, they're all like skeletal, Skeleboys. A lot of them have a lot of insectoid features and stuff, which, yeah, scarabs and spiders for the Necrons are heavily used. Which you don't really see that. Now that I think about it, you don't really see a lot of the insectoid like themes. You see appearances, but not really the themes with the Necrons in other stuff like the Vex. They have this crazy weird Egyptian theme, but they're all named after Greek stuff. And like folklore. Like you have goblins, and you got hobgoblins, and you got minotaurs and hydras, and you're like, huh. So the Egyptian themed guys have totally different names. It's like, oh yes, this is this crazy destructive Egyptian robot called a Minotaur. You couldn't call it like a Sotek or something, or you couldn't call it a Apep? Like, what's up? Or I don't know, Amut. But yeah, no, it's cool. Like, you did bring up a really good point earlier. How, yeah. Wow, now you got me thinking. Wow, yeah.
I think it's because most people see the Greek and Norse as more popular, because there's always the fact that there's always the tales of Zeus and his philandering, to be polite.
Yes, the quagmire of Greek mythology.
Yeah, and how that started everything. And then there's the North, the whole battle, honor, all that jazz. The Loki, basically his whole shtick.
The mighty Valhalla.
And the Egyptian doesn't really have a lot of implications in real life. It's only beyond, so there's not really as many applications, I would think, for superheroes and everything.
Yeah, same goes.
That's like the only way I can think about it.
No, you're right. Same goes with the Aztecs. Like Aztecs, they're very like culture and harvest driven, but they have a lot of blood for the blood god.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I'm actually working on a meme drawing where it is a bunch of Aztecs shouting "blood for the blood god," and you got like a corn guy in the background, like, wait, that's my line. But yeah, no, a lot. You're right. Like, I think people do find appealing that, and Greek and Greek and Norse mythology are used a lot in media, like used so much, almost to a point where it's excessive. Then you have like Aztec and Egyptian, where are used a lot, but more of in like slight nuances and like references and ideas and designs, but not really as well fleshed out as the other stuff. Which I'm really hoping God of War maybe goes to Egypt sometimes. I don't know.
That would be interesting, because like that's a good example. They went from Greek to Norse, but Norse hasn't quite finished yet, and I don't think he will really go to Greek or Egypt, mostly because of, as I said, Egypt's mostly play on afterlife, not actual existence, so there wouldn't really be a reason for him to go.
I'm about to drop a huge spoiler. You played through God of War 4 yet?
Yes.
Okay, good. You know what I'm talking about. Listeners, this is gonna be some huge-ass spoilers, like right now, for God of War as a whole. You might wanna maybe skip through this part. But, so, way back in a Tyr's place, we saw this picture where it had, like, different gods of war from different mythologies. We already saw the Greek, we already saw the Norse, but there was Aztec, Egyptian, and I want to think Chinese on there.
Really?
Yeah, those were the symbols for their war gods were on there too. Which I'm thinking, whenever God of War 7 comes out, when God of War 6 comes out, it would probably be the finalization of the Norse stuff, and then maybe go on to like what? Because they're actually going through something quite interesting, where they're going through the path of like mythologies that bounce off each other, like Greek. Some of their stuff went into Norse because of the transitions of like mythology and stuff, especially with the Vikings being everywhere as they were. But I wonder what is next, because they're way over there in the Norse area, way over there in like Scandinavia and stuff. So they might probably go over to the eastern parts, like maybe China or something. That'd be weird though, seeing a grizzled Greek man in China being like, "So."
Yeah, that.
It's gonna be Neil all over again. That's a great game.
I've actually seen the playthrough because I unfortunately when it first came out I couldn't quite afford it, so.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I do with.
And...
That's what I do with games I can't afford. I'm like, just watch it.
Yeah, because the only games that I really ever want to like really buy is games where it's choice based, i.e. Mass Effect and stuff like that, where it can tailor it to your own experience rather than have it be whoever else. Where then there's like not Dark Souls, but what's it called?
Bloodborne. Neo.
Bloodborne. Which it's not really as ending based as, or it's not based on your own personal decision to the point where it's a whole different thing.
Yeah. It's not choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Dude, do you remember those choose your own adventure books? Those were so fun.
Oh, dude, those are my favorite.
One of my favorite ones was the Dragonology choose your own adventure books. Those are fun.
I think I've heard of them, but the one I'm thinking of was it's been so many years I can't remember. It was a yellow book, and basically it was more fantasy. It wasn't dragons. It was more like wizards and spell casting.
Oh, I know. Hold on, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a pretty popular one. It wasn't like it was something niche.
Yeah, but back to our robotic overlords. They're fun, man. There's just something about sentient machines who don't give a damn about flesh bags and destroying them and ruling over them. That's really interesting, especially in the fact that we have a huge technophobia, if you will, about sentient machines. Like, we put so much thought and depth into these creations of our own image that we fear they become our image. Yeah, we're getting a little philosophical here, listeners. We build them into our own ideals and aspects. Like, we see this a lot in sci-fi with robots. Like, we built you and now we're screwed over because we didn't treat you right. Or you figured out, hey, we're stronger than you. Why the hell are we listening to you? You know, Terminator, iRobot, the Vex, the Necrons.
iRobot, I feel like, is a really good idea of how that works, because their whole philosophy of they're saving us from ourselves, that was a pretty heavy topic for way back in the day, to be honest.
Oh yeah. It's one of my favorite books and movies. Like, I know people give crap about the iRobot Will Smith, but it's really good. One, the action scenes, but two, the meaning of it is crazy, especially where it's like, you see the new robots fighting the old robots, because the old robots were more simpler and actually followed the 3 rules better, and they weren't being controlled as easily because they were older technology, which reflects a lot of stuff nowadays, where a lot of, for example, old phones are still very reliable, but they can't easily be hacked or taken control of, where all these new iPhones and stuff, they could be taken over that quick in a snap.
Yep.
Shoot, it's happened already in a lot of cases. Hacks. But it's crazy to think of it that way, where it's just like new versus old technology, and then we see the Necrons where they're old ass technology, but they kick the ass out of new technology. Because people have forgotten how it works. Like, that's great. That's why I love 40K's lore so much. It's super crazy, Roman, Greek, crazy fighting shenanigans. But then it also reflects upon, like, topics on xenophobia, brotherhood, bonds. What really is the greater good? What happens when one man's ambitions go over a civilization's survival? Like those topics are crazy, and 40K does really good, especially with their stories. And also, like, facing a virus, tyranids, fearing the unknown, like fear of one's true nature, chaos. Like, chaos is the envelopment of your own ambitions and feelings, but also the fear of those feelings. Like, you got Korn, where he's all crazy rage and anger and your purest hatred and fighting bloodlust, but he also reflects upon honor, your honor-bound nature, never lying, doing the right thing. Like, it's crazy. And then you have Slaanesh. I hate talking about Slaanesh.
Sorry.
Stupid thought simp. But they reflect, really interestingly, they reflect oversaturation of your lust. Not, well, sexual is huge, but lust, down to the term, is something you want so much, you'll do anything for it, and can only think of that thing. Like lust for war, lust for pleasure, lust for hope, lust for everything. But it also...
It's just basically a simplification of the word desire.
Yes, it is, and that's why I love the 4 Chaos Gods. They're like a two-faced coin. I already mentioned Korn, talked about Slaanesh. You have Tzeentch. Tzeentch is crazy, manipulative. He distorts everything you know and makes you double guess everything. But he also represents hope for change, hoping for the future, hoping things will change for the better, and just expanding on knowledge. Then you got Papa Nergal himself. The harbinger of decay. Everything dies, but with death is life. And then, for the bad side, yeah, you're gonna look like a zombie, dude. That's it. Like, death and putrid is...
You'll look like a zombie, but you'll be eternally happy. You won't be able to feel it. You'll just have this overwhelming...
The end is inevitable, but why not have some fun?
Yeah.
Which is really neat on a Chaos Gods interactions. You have pretty much the 2 gods who have existed for as long as sentience has existed. I mean, Korn was always first, but Nergal was second.
Yeah.
Like, those 2 go hand in hand. War and famine. War and decay, death, and all that. Like, they go hand in hand. They're cool. Tzeentch's frickin' shenanigans awry times 20 on crack. He's like, oh, yeah, some guy murdered himself? It was all planned. I totally planned that. I hope you don't catch my bluff. And we got Slaanesh. Frickin' Eldar. Idiots.
The Eldar had one job.
Don't screw yourselves over. What did you do? You screwed yourselves over, literally. And then, I'm actually interested about the 5th quote-unquote Chaos God, seeing how they might pop into existence. I'm curious how that will work. Well, I mean, Malice and stuff, they're technically existing, but not really. They're kind of like Be'lakor. Be'lakor's there, but he's not really... He's Chaos Undivided, but more like Chaos Undivided with chains. All the gods use him for his own work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Friggin' robots. They're fantastic. The Ghost in the Shell,
Yep.
science, robotics, everything really. There's just something aesthetically pleasing about mechanical things, especially when it comes to mechanical humanoids and sentience and whatnot. It's cool. Necrons, awesome. Vex, frickin' sweet. Terminators, staple. Cylons, a lot of people kind of forget what Cylons are, but they're cool, I guess. The Borg, you will be assimilated, my guy.
It's not a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, but when.
CIS? Oh yeah, we're just a bunch of merchant machines ready to murder a whole universe. We don't care.
Casual Friday shenanigans.
Yeah, you know, just your average casual Friday. Or should we say Casualty Friday? Copyrighted by Soul on Xotlicreations. Get ready, folks. Casualty Fridays. Alright, Ebony. This has been a pretty chill talk.
Oh, absolutely.
Fun little podcast. Is there anything you want to like mention or drop or probably share with our listeners?
Well, there is the simple life lesson of mine where everything is fair game until you get caught. Solid words to live by, I would say.
Interesting.
Rather than spreading that nugget of information.
Oh, alright. Any games or books or media or Warhammer or things you want our listeners to maybe check out that you have a favorite for?
Well, I gotta say, I gotta drop my boy Xol's Warhammer painting things because I myself am one of the most artistically challenged. So I cannot color or draw to save a life. But seeing how he does his miniatures, for any Warhammer 40k tabletop gamers out there, definitely check his stuff out. Really good inspiration, good tips and tricks, and it'll get you going a lot better than trying to figure it out solo.
Oh, well, thanks, man. To add on to that, check me out on Instagram. I link it in all my videos. I don't know what's up with that freaking penguin voice going on there. But yeah, thanks for the shout out, man.
Hell yeah.
Besides that, viewers, listeners, I recommend you look at the Necrons for Warhammer 40k, specifically the art and the lore. These suckers are really cool, chock full of stuff, and they're full of stuff to inspire you with your own race of mechanical overlords. Also the Vex, look at those guys. Read up on their Destiny lore. They're awesome. Freaking timely, wibbly wobbly time machines of death. Alright, well, this has been Wednesday Nights with Soul and crew. I hope you folks have a great day. Thanks for joining us, Ebony.
And thank you for inviting me. It was a blast.
Yeah, no problem, man. You folks have a great night or day, whatever time it is. Take care. Have a good one. Check you out later. See ya.
Take care.
Woo!